flying machine up in the air here at the Dayton International Air Show, and this is one of the great acrobatic pilots, Bob Hoover, and his P-51 Mustang.
This aircraft was built by North American Aviation, predecessor to today's Rockwell International. This P-51 is one of about 15,000 built during the Second World War.
And of course, Bob Hoover today is flying in the beautiful blue sky right there for Rockwell.
Bob's been thrilling air show crowds all over the world for about 40 years now.
And of course, Hoover goes back to the days of Chuck Yeager. That's right. The flight was perhaps a little bit more seat of your pants than it is in some of the big jets we've seen here today.
And Bob's coming down the flight line here about 500 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour being the maximum speed you can fly the old P-51.
Listen to that engine wind up.
Great big 1,400 horsepower motor.
Upside down and right side up and back around again, Bob Hoover in his P-51 Rockwell Mustang. And now on the flight line, the stars of every air show in which they appear, the United States Air Force Thunderbirds, rolling down towards the runway just moments from flight. Robin?
Courage and precision are the hallmarks of the Thunderbird pilots. They are amongst the best in the world. They have to be, just to be considered to join this United States Air Force jet team. So, let's meet the amazing Thunderbirds.
The Thunderbirds and their F-16 Fighting Falcons put on what's almost two shows in one. Beautiful precision flying from a basic 4-ship diamond and breathtaking 1- and 2-ship maneuvers by the two opposing soloists. Thunderbird 1 at the front of the diamond is the commander-leader, Lieutenant Colonel Roger Riggs of Louisville, Kentucky. Thunderbird 2 on the left wing, Captain John W. Robinson of Goliad, Texas. Thunderbird 3 on the right wing, Major David L. Cummins of Oxon Hill, Maryland. In the slot, the rear point of the diamond, is Thunderbird 4, Captain Lance D. Unjum of Twin Falls, Idaho. The lead solo, Thunderbird 5, is Major Mark Buzz Masters of Springfield, Missouri. The opposing solo, Thunderbird 6, is Captain Thomas Weiler of Corvallis, Oregon. Thunderbird 8 is a key part of the show, although he doesn't fly in it. Major Jacob Thorne, Jr. is the narrator. His aircraft is used as a spare, as is the jet of Thunderbird 7, the logistics officer, Major William Pritchett, Jr. Now the Thunderbirds are... What a thrill to hear that engine and watch those T-Birds go down the flight line up into the air. I am, as you may have guessed, a big fan of these guys.
Down the runway, relatively short roll, about 150 knots, break the ground. Number 4 slides right into the slot.
And there's number 5, off the ground, up behind him.
And he certainly won't make a normal takeoff. He just pulls it straight up in the air. Number 6 also has a little unique routine here on takeoff.
Straight back up.
Back up and over onto his back, right into a loop right off the runway, showing that greater than 1-to-1 thrust-to-weight ratio.
That's 25,000 pounds of thrust out of the back.
That's
one
right.
engine, 23,500 pounds of thereabouts on takeoff. Look at that.
Exactly right. In good position to roll there. That's the Bon-Ton roll by the Thunderbirds.
And we're seeing the opposing soloists now.
They start these maneuvers, Jim, coming down the runway to about 400 knots and do the slow rolls. Now we see the Thunderbirds in trail, pulling straight up into the sky here, moving to a diamond formation.
And they're way up there. That thing moves up and moves high.
They get up to about 8,000 feet in the top of their vertical maneuvers over the top and down to about 180 knots.
You couldn't ask for a better sky for a maneuver like that. Look at that deep blue, soft, fluffy cloud. Just what a flyer loves.
And the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon is a beautiful aircraft in the red, white, and blue paint job as well.
And they're heading back down again from that
formation. About 425 knots there on the ground.
The Farvel, Ed.
The Farvel, that's what the Navy might call this, but Thunderbirds just call it one guy up, one guy down, I suppose.
And the 4-ship diamond passing the crowd now.
This is their trademark, and this is where their 3 to 5 foot wingtip clearance.
They are close together.
Opposing at 425 knots now.
Watch carefully.
Each man's 425 knots, 950 knots closing speed to an opposing solo.
And roll on the way out. And we're back up into an arrowhead formation, high into the clouds now.
You're getting awfully good at these formations, Jim. I may be out of job here in the next year or two. And back down the other side. They're pulling 4.5 to 5 Gs coming back down here in the arrowhead formation.
And if you're careful, you could see this for a moment. You can now, the big black wings on the other side of that F-16 Fighting Falcon.
No, it's clear.
Closing soloist again on the edge. We're seeing a dirty, slow pass now. Dirty because the gear is down. He's going just about as slow as an F-16 will fly, showing off how it will fly and handle at a very, very slow speed.
And look at the maneuverability and the climbing capability of the aircraft, as you say, in the dirty configuration. Gear down and flaps down.
And he snaps out of it and turns and burns.
Turns and burns.
Up and... At the four-ship Diamondback, high into the sky also. Smoke on now.
Oh,
this is my favorite, Ed. Watch the middle. Watch the middle.
Right up the middle.
You're going to see the corkscrew climb. Number 5, I believe. Right up through the middle. This is worth waiting for. He'll climb right up there and demonstrate that rocket-like propulsion of the F-16. Look at him go.
The F-16 is a Mach 1.8 capable aircraft, and although they don't get supersonic here in the show, it really moves.
I've seen that a dozen times, and I'm still awed by it.
Yeah, but you get to do it from inside the airplane.
That's true. I did it once inside the airplane. Sort of.
Here's the Thunderbirds with very nice, tight show pass.
They get right down on the flight line and not over the crowd, very close to it. Everybody gets a good look and a good picture of the Thunderbird.
Inverted down the runway.
Oh. And low he is.
He was confused. He was wrong side up, went right side up, and kept on going.
He should have put right in the middle, too.
Now watch this, Jim. Here we show the great difference in the speed capability of the airplane. We have the four-ship coming in normal approach speed and at 600 knots, blowing right by its show center, solo aircraft. What a speed gun.
He was going less than atmosphere. Look around the
tight turn. And look at it. This aircraft in a 1,400-foot diameter at 6 Gs. He stays right here in front of the show, just like some of the smaller propeller-driven aircraft.
And up into that beautiful sky.
This is the Diamond with a Stinger. Watch him spit the Stinger out the far side there.
And over the top. Different directions. The soloist on one side. And the four-ship Diamond off to your left.
The Stinger loose.
Yeah, I got him.
The Stinger loop with a solo breakaway.
And
and the crossing maneuver right there in front of the crowd.
You can hear them sigh even from where I'm sitting right now.
The margin of safety is not always apparent from this perspective.
And pitch up.
That's right, pitch up, tactical pitch up to a landing.
Another exciting show. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1986 Thunderbirds at the Dayton International Air Show. Wow, there's nothing quite like the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. What a show, Robin.
And of course, you had the privilege to fly with them before the show got underway. That must have been an incredible experience.
It was indeed a thrill to fly with them. Captain John Robinson, Thunderbird number 2, took me through many of the maneuvers that the Thunderbirds go through in their regular performance, the ones we just saw. It was a wonderful thing to have done, a real thrill to have flown in that red, white, and blue F-16 Fighting Falcon.
Makes you proud to be an American living in America, right?
It certainly does. Ed Meckenbauer, thank you again for being with us. You bring so much because you actually know what you're talking about here.
Well, it's always a pleasure. It's a great seat, and it's just too bad we can't bring the entire show in everybody's living room. The sights and sounds and feelings of the air show are just spectacular.
But you did give them the best of the best.
Best of the best. Thank you, sir.
Robin Leach from Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, thank you so much for bringing so much to our show.
This has been my first air show. I assure you it will not be my last.
We hope you're back with us again next year at the Dayton International Air Show. We want to thank our crew, a large group of people who worked so hard for many, many days to make this possible. And most of all, we want to thank you for being part of the 1986 Dayton International Air Show. So long.
This has been the Dayton International Air Show 1986.